Welcome to this Brunel University London webinar for BSc degrees in Economics and Finance. This is Sharon Coop, Marketing Coordinator. I'll be your host for today's webinar, which should run for about 45 minutes. We'd be happy to answer any questions you might have, so please feel free to type them into the box to the right of the screen at any time during the webinar. For the first segment, I'd like to introduce Dr. Aris Kartsakas, a lecturer in Economics and Finance who teaches on the BSc programme. Thank you, Aris.
Thank you. I would like also on my turn to welcome you on this webinar. My name is Aris Kartsakas and I will take you through our degrees and of course all the information needed you need to know before you apply in this university. So why study economics and finance? It is teaching students problem-solving skills, and also these skills are actually very highly valued by employers. With more than 70% of students actually need to find a job quite quickly. The University of Brunel is actually really well ranked in the research assessment exercise and is slightly better than York City and Kent as well as Edinburgh when we take into account the amount of people who are actually research active. What kind of programs do we offer in the Economics and Finance department? We offer 5 degrees. The first degree is Economics, the next one is Economics and Accounting, Economics and Business Finance, Economics and Management, and Finance and Accounting. All our bachelor's degrees are Bachelors of Science with honours, and also we have an optional work placement here. As you can see here, this is the program structure. There are 3 levels, the first year, the second year. At the end of the second year, you have the option for placement to your work placement, and then you come back on your 4th year after you work for 1 year and to do the final year and then eventually to graduate. Of course, as I'll show you in a bit, this is the module structure for year 1, year 2 and year 3. So the first row is the modules you will take in the first year, the second row the modules that you will take on the second year, and the third row is the modules that you are going to take in the third year. So as you can see, all programs, whether it is Economics and Business Finance, or Economics and Accounting, they actually offer the same structure. So you would take exactly the same modules, whether you study Economics or Economics and Accounting or Finance and Accounting. So the basic modules for year 1 is Macroeconomics, Microeconomics, Financial Markets, Financial Accounting, Statistics for Economics, and Mathematics for Economics. So all programs, they do have exactly the same structure for year 1. If you wonder why this is the case, it is because a lot of students might register on Economics or Economics and Business Finance, but at the end of year 1, they might want to move in any other degree like Finance and Accounting or Economics and Accounting. So as long as we keep the first year structure common across degrees, then you are allowed to move to 1 degree if you want to switch in the second year. So in this occasion, actually it means that we are very flexible. It doesn't matter whether you register for Economics or Economics and Business Finance during the first year, you can still switch courses at the end of the first year. So if you register for Economics but you seem to not like so much Macroeconomics or Microeconomics, then you can move into Economics and Business Finance where you can actually take more finance modules. So as you can see in the second year, of course, you have to undertake modules like more advanced modules on macroeconomics and microeconomics. And whether you choose Economics or Business Finance and Accounting, then you can also have more modules on finance or modules in accounting. Let's say for the course of Finance and Accounting, you are doing Financial Accounting, 2 Management Accounting, and more courses related to Finance and Accounting. If you look at Economics in the second year, you are doing more specialist courses in macro, micro, as well as mathematical economics and economics of information. In the third year, of course, as you can see, The courses which are highlighted in black are the compulsory modules, while the other ones are the optional. So you can choose 2 modules and 2 other ones are fixed for the final year. Another thing that you could possibly see there is the economics project, or the dissertation as we call it. So this is an independent research project that every student has to undertake. It's compulsory, and you will also be given a topic as well as a supervisor for nearly 6 months. So this is an independent piece of work that you actually produce parallel to your taking the modules for that year, for the final year. So this is about the course and module structure. All our courses are accredited by ACCA, and especially if you take the finance and accounting course, you can take up to 8 out of 9 ACCA exemption papers. So if you really want to follow the professional accountancy route, then we have this accreditation by ACCA, which of course would give you up to 8 exemptions. So essentially you would have to take 1 more, and then to go into the 3rd level here, where you would have 4 to 5 more exams to take if you want to follow the professional accountancy route. How do we do then the learning and the assessment in the university? Usually we have lectures which are bigger groups of people. Yes, we teach in bigger groups of people. It can be from 50 to 150 people. And we give out a topic, a certain topic every week. And then we ask the students to come back and discuss this topic and solve some questions or problem sets, which we discuss, of course, the week after in smaller seminar group of maximum capacity of 25 students. So the first week we do teach and we do give out the lecture about the specific topic, and the next week actually we test the problems and solutions and answers. So this is how we teach overall in the university. Of course, each course has 2 components. One component is the class test or a coursework, while another component, which also takes nearly 75%, is actually the final exam, which takes place in May. As well as, of course, you will have to have your final year project, the dissertation, which is actually running on the last year of your degree. This here is our course pattern for level 1, level 2, and level 3. Usually examinations, as we said, they take place in May. In level 1, 25% of your assessment is assessed by a coursework in each module, and 75% of it is coming through the final exam in May. In level 2, you have another 6 core modules, which they contribute to the final degree. And in level 2, 30% of each module actually comes out of a coursework or an in-class test. At the end of year 2, as I said, you have the option to work for a company, and this is paid work, and usually you get paid from something like 15,000 to 20,000 for a year. So this is paid work. It's a very important thing, and we strongly encourage our students to take the placement option. And after you come back from your placement, of course, you will have to do your 3rd year, which is essentially the 4th. And then you would have to take 4 modules which run on both terms, and each module of course would have to come 25% coursework component or an in-class component, yes, and of course 75% is the final exam, which will take place in May. So as you can see, whether it's level 1, level 2, and level 3, all courses, they do come up with 25% or 30% as a coursework or an in-class test, and the rest of it actually is examinable in the final exam. Contact time and teaching. So on average, as we can see, the contact time is from 10 to 12 teaching contact hours per week. Usually it's 4 courses each week, 4 modules each week, and you have 2-hour lectures for each module and 1 hour of seminar. So that's why we say 10 to 12 teaching contact hours per week. As we said, the lectures, they do range between 50 and 200 students. Possibly you would see some big lecture theatres or full lecture theatres in the first year because you have common modules, but from year 2 and year 3 all the lecture theatres are much smaller and of course more easy to discuss things along the course. So we also have the workshops or seminars, and as I said, the seminars are split between 20 and 30 students maximum, and of course we also have access to all databases like Bloomberg and Reuters and economics and finance databases. And of course you can have access to accounting software as we do in Year 1, and of course we have a lot of guest speakers and research seminars for you actually to enrich your knowledge in economics and finance. Of course you would have to study a lot on your own as well, and this is approximately 25 hours of study time per week. All the materials that you learn during lectures and seminars, they are supported by the web, and everything actually is uploaded on a system or an internal system that we have here, and we call it Blackboard. The library is well stocked and it's open 24 hours, especially during the exam periods. And of course we have access to software like Reuters and Bloomberg, and of course we have plenty of software to run your own statistical analysis like eViews, Stata and Microfit. Of course, when you come to the university, you are not alone at all, I would say, because there are some extra support given by the department as well as the university. So we have the personal tutor, so each student that comes to the university is assigned a personal tutor who is going to follow you for the next 3 years and who is going to deal with you in any case we have a problem with your modules, a personal problem, a family problem, or if you want to fill in mitigating circumstances form. So you have a personal tutor who is checking your progress and who is willing to discuss with you any personal or academic related issues. Of course you would have the dissertation supervisor who will supervise you for the 6 months in the 3rd year. We have a work placement tutor who can advise you on how to apply for a placement and of course what kind of skills, how you should fix your CV and etc. Of course we have feedback hours and feedback week on your coursework and on your in-class tests after you take it. And of course lastly we have these individual feedback sessions where you can get feedback on every seminar on any workshop or any coursework that you have submitted. Of course we have some university academic support, and this is a big range of it related to academic skills or arts, computing services, disability and dyslexia, and the job and career centers is also very well equipped and it can help you fix your CV. They do run CV clinics as well as mock interviews and mock assessment centers. And of course if you have any other issues, if you're a sporty person, you can go to the sport and fitness facilities, and of course we have counseling as well within the university. In terms of employability, of course, as I told you, we have the work placement year. We will help you a lot in terms of preparing and applying for a job like for placement. And of course, a couple of the students who have applied to really good placements over the year is, as you can see, Andy Baker, who worked in Morgan Stanley as a portfolio assistant. And on the right hand of your screen, you can see actually the kind of job share that you can take if you finish a degree with us. So you can work as a trainee economist, as an accounts assistant, as a finance analyst, as an analyst management, a risk analyst, or you can undertake an audit role as well. Another student of ours, Pretty Lamb, this student of ours, she finished BSc in Finance and Accounting. She did her placement in Air France, but soon after she graduated, she started working for Noble Group as a cash analyst. So these students of ours, as you can see, especially the students who undertake the work placement, there are also the students who find soon after the job, soon after they graduate, I would say. And lastly, another thing that I would like to highlight here is the Business Life program. This Business Life program is a set of extracurricular services or activities of course, to present them with opportunities to work, think and learn together. So this, imagine that this is a set of extracurricular activities that will help you to enhance your CV, like to improve your presentation skills, your communication skills, your Excel skills. So all these skills that are needed, of course, to succeed in an interview and, of course, to succeed in real life. This is the next slide, of course, is about the graduate starting salaries, and this is the starting salaries soon after you graduate. This is the starting salary 6 months after you graduate. So if you follow economics, you can earn up from 24,000 to 32. If you follow the finance route or accounting, you can earn up to from 28 to 40 or from 26 to 37,000. And if you follow the management route, of course, you can earn from 25,000 to 35,000 in this case. Graduate outcomes are really positive for us, and whether you finish an economic degree or a finance degree, the total positive outcome, of course, is nearly 90%, and especially in the case of finance and accounting, it's 98%. So in economics degrees, nearly 63% of our graduates, they actually start working. 13.5% they do further study, like a postgraduate degree, and if you combine, and the rest, of course, some of them they do work and study at the same time, part-time. The same thing happens with finance and accounting, but of course the employability rate in finance and accounting is nearly 80%, which is actually a very, very good thing to say. Who are the employers of Brunel University? So here you can see some of the biggest employers that actually employ graduates of Brunel University, like Bank of England, Morgan Stanley, Ernst & Young, IBM, Air France, or even the Treasury. So thank you very much for listening to my talk. I will hand you over to Zoe Nin, who is a level 3 student of ours, and she can actually speak for your experience in Brunel. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Zoe and I'm a level 3 student studying economics at Brunel. Some years ago today, I was maybe in a similar position to some of you listening. I had just sat my AS levels in the summer, had a good idea of what I wanted to study, and a list of universities I was looking at. Brunel was actually the first university I visited, and it just seemed to tick all of the boxes. I wanted a campus university, one with opportunities to complete a year in industry. It was in London as well, which is the financial capital of Europe. And most importantly, I wanted a university where graduates went on to get really good jobs. From the visit and speaking to current students, I realized very quickly that Brunel had all of these features and more. So I decided it would be a good fit for me. And sure enough, I found out on results day August 2012 that Brunel thought I was a good fit for them. So my university life began. I moved into university halls the following month, and this was actually my first time away from home. I remember being left at university with just 3 items of food: shredded wheat, milk, and a bag of frozen chips. I just didn't know what to expect, and of course, within a couple of days, my chip stock was running low and I had to make plans. Being surrounded by my peers who were also in their first year of uni helped massively. Within my first few weeks, I went with my flat and the new friends I'd made to explore the local area and do some further food shopping, and that really helped me to settle in. So the question you might want to ask is, how easy is it to make friends at university? I found the easiest way for me to make friends was just to simply spend time with people. I used to go around to various flats with a pack of cards and play really simple card games. And when I wasn't playing cards, I was getting to know the people around the table. some of which I am very good friends with today. But you don't necessarily have to live on campus to make friends. The community is so diverse, so once you start, you will meet new people in your course, and you can also find societies that will suit you. And believe me, there's practically a society for everyone. And if there's not, you can create one. Around campus, there are also opportunities for part-time work. And I myself currently work in the campus residences as a student mentor. My primary role is to provide support to those who live on campus to ensure they meet their personal and academic goals at uni. It's a very fulfilling job as you get to see the students grow over the years and develop their own personal style and character. Conveniently, I also live on campus and have been fortunate enough to stay here for the duration of my course. This works very well for me as my normal commute from home to university will be around 2 hours. Therefore, staying on campus means I can wake up at 8:30 a.m. and be on time for a 9 a.m. lecture without breaking sweat. Similarly, I can stay in the library till late at night and feel safe walking back to my room because I'm still within the security of the university environment. Now, for the main reason you might be coming to university, and that is study. I chose to study economics with professional development, and this meant after the second year of my course, I had the opportunity to complete a placement. As you may know, applying for jobs can at times be a strenuous process, but with the expertise of our award-winning career service, the process became so much smoother. My placement officer helped me to secure the role of a risk analyst in a Japanese corporate bank. Working at Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation was a fantastic experience, and as a risk analyst, I mainly reviewed client data to ensure it was up to date and therefore eliminated any risk that client information may have on our business. I also applied my economics knowledge to risk models and was given a responsibility to drive my own project, which critically assessed our internal risks and controls. I liked the fact that I could use the knowledge I learned in the classroom to help my colleagues and truly make a difference. It was also great to learn about Japanese corporate culture and their massive emphasis on factors like respect, and this made for a very peaceful and orderly working environment. Following my placement, I also spent the summer working in the performance management team at the Royal Bank of Canada. So I managed to squeeze in 2 work experiences before returning for my final year. Exercising the placement year option has made me identify my key strengths and the type of work I like to do. So now I know what to expect going into the world of work and which opportunities I should apply for. On most Brunel courses, there is an opportunity to get industry work experience, and so it's definitely an option I would encourage everyone listening to consider. It's not compulsory, but in the current job market, experience is essential. So if you want to gain real-life experience on a degree that gives you real-life skills, Brunel is definitely the place that will fulfill this. So on to the future. University has been the most dynamic chapter of my life. I've laughed a lot and I've cried a little, but looking back over the years, I've realized that I've managed to achieve a lot personally and academically during this time. I've passed my driving test, completed 3 summer internships and a placement year, and this has really built up my CV. I've learned some French, got much healthier, made lifelong friends, and earlier I got to see my big sister graduate, and within the next 3 months or so, I will be doing the same. It's sad to think this chapter may be soon closing, as studying at Brunel has been amazing. I love studying here and will never forget my experience. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Zoe, for that wonderful introduction to the course and your experience. I'd now just like to close the webinar, but do feel free to contact us if you have any questions at all about economics and finance. You can do that by visiting us on the website. Thank you for joining us.